exactly how did they find him before he lost his memory? And that's when Amelia says that they went up to the archive and saw Subaru laying there passed out, but they explained the books of the dead to him. But that's when they all go to the archive and leave Subaru behind since he's in a sorry state. He tries to use magic, he can't. He remembers when Beatrice told him, yeah, you're basically a bum who broke your seal first day trying to use magic because you tried to use too much. He even tries to use his whip, hits himself in the forehead. But that's when he gets a view of the staircase and he walks over and all of a sudden somebody pushes him down. After he hits the ground, he wakes up and he's in the room he started in before. He's blurting out everything out loud saying, is this a dream? And he's talking about stuff that never happened in this timeline, and that's when he catches on. He decides to not speak about his ability and just say, hey, I lost my memories. And that's when he thinks to himself, the Subaru Natsuki of this world didn't tell them about his ability. And he goes through the entire day the same way. Everything happens. But it's when they eventually leave for the archive, he decides, hey, I can change my future even if they're gonna act the same. He looks down the stairs again like an idiot, but he turns around this time so nobody pushes him off and he sees nobody. That's when he decides to go to the others in the archive and tell them about what happened. But he overhears them talking and they're all saying Subaru's just so sorry. Amelia's the only one trying to defend him, but they're saying he's just dead weight. So that's when he runs back over to the staircase and someone pushes him off. And this is one of Subaru's most brutal deaths because he was alive for it all. He's falling down, getting hit, and all he can do is cry and remember what they just said about him, how they trash talked him. And he hears a voice saying, who do you think you are? And that's when he wakes up again, but he's crying in a rage this time. Amelia tries to comfort him, but this reminds him of somebody pushing him off the stairs. He didn't slap her though, but he definitely slaps Beatrice and he runs away. He runs all the way up the stairs to Reed himself. Reed says, you really are a wuss. Why are you just crying? And he stabs him in the stomach. So he kicks Subaru down the stairs himself and he's still barely clinging on to life. He's remembering that he was just with his mom and dad. His mom told him to wash a mug before he went to the convenience store. He didn't say anything to her. And he hears a voice laughing at him and he's telling him to stop. But that's when Satella arrives and tells him that she loves him, and we see Amelia take Subaru to safety in the healing room and Subaru's out of it. Subaru's finally catching on to what his ability is and he says he's gonna call it Return by Death. And this was a mistranslation here. He didn't say he wants somebody to kill him here. He said no way is he gonna let anybody kill him here. I had to get that right before people got on my head for saying what they said on Crunchyroll. And that's when we see Shallow transform and fall to the ground. But when Subaru steps outside, he's in the sand dune. The second he takes a step further though, a gigantic sandworm forms out of nowhere. It throws him up to the sky and he's about to get dropped into his mouth, but out of nowhere needles get shot, destroying the sandworm and not Subaru. But Subaru gets caught in quicksand and he drops down underground yet again, and he's just surrounded by a bunch of destroyed mobbies. He's on the same path that him, Rum, and Anastasia were on, and he's just been walking for hours before he comes to the door that doesn't open to him. Out of nowhere though, he starts glowing, and when he tries to headbutt the door again, he goes back to the entrance of